of the things I wanted to start talking to you about is adjustments.
Yeah.
I know when you got ready to come, you talked about it. The whole family was in on the debate. How is your family adjusting to this life? Because it's a little bit different than Cleveland and Miami.
Yeah, it's a lot different, but I think it's all for the greater good. I think my family has actually allowed me to adjust quicker than I thought I would adjust because they're so comfortable being out here. We had spent the last 3 summers out here, living in Los Angeles, and so we had a little familiarity with it, not a lot. But once we got into school districts and my kids got into school and my wife started to figure out, her day-to-day routine, it became a home for us, and we love being here.
So you're a part-time resident before you started?
Yeah, I was.
Has this been one of the craziest years you had to go through in your career as far as what's happened on the floor?
Yeah, I think so. And the word crazy can get misconstrued or however you want to categorize it. But as far as the injuries, the early suspension, the lack of ability for our team to be able to mesh and have that camaraderie and that cohesiveness on the floor because of the bodies in and out, including myself, B.I., Zoe, Doe, everybody, Josh, and it's just been very hard. It was very hard to get our team to a place where I would have liked to see it all year because of that.
But you knew it was going to be a challenge coming here because of the West, and the Lakers had not been in the playoffs in a few years.
No, I knew it was going to be a challenge, and I don't even contribute it to being in the Western Conference because at the end of the day, you play the West and you play the East, and I knew it was going to be a challenge in the fact that we are totally new to each other. Besides beginning of the year, B.I., Kuz, Zoe, Josh, and Zoo, pretty much everyone else was new to the team. And those guys had only played with each other either a year or two. So I knew that was going to be the toughest thing. How fast can we mesh on the floor and off the floor to when we get on the court, that cohesiveness that we've gained and that camaraderie we've gained off the floor and on the floor, how fast can it happen out there? It can't happen when you have injuries. It can't happen when the first game of the season we have a couple suspensions, unfortunately. And that's something that was even more, frustrating for myself and for our fans as well, that we've never got to a point this year where we had everybody, we had the full-fledged team and see what possibly could have happened.
Because getting the Lakers back to the level of relevancy could be one of your greatest accomplishments.
No, that's my only goal. My only goal being here is to get the Lakers back to playing championship basketball and competing for a championship and playing meaningful games in late April, in May, and hopefully in June. That's my goal, and that's my mindset going forward. It's my mindset when I came here, and it's going to continue to be my mindset until we do it.
Someone was asking me about you the other day, and I said, he's one of the few athletes that I know. When you walk across the street, you can stop traffic. That doesn't happen to a lot of people. And with that in mind, every day it seems like, whether it's sports radio, sports TV, talk shows, cooking shows, everybody wants to talk about LeBron. How do you not listen to all the external noise?
For me, Jim, I've been, unfortunately and fortunately, it's been going on since I was 15 years old. I was a high school, they call phenom, prodigy at 15. At 16, I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. At 17, my high school games was on national television. So I've been covered, and either you had something good to say about me or you had something bad to say about me, even at 15, where no kid should ever have to go through things like that. But I believe the man above gave me an opportunity, gave me a gift, and there's nothing worth having that's easy. So I think that comes with the territory. It comes with the territory, and you learn how to deal with it throughout experience. At times throughout my career, I've allowed it to get to me because I paid attention to it, no matter if it was true or false. And what you read and what you hear, if you allow it to creep into your mind, no matter if it's true or false, you actually start to believe. You're like, man, am I actually that person? You start to believe it, and you're like, okay, maybe I am. And I've learned throughout the course of the years that everybody's going to have their opinion. Good opinion, bad opinion, truth, false. Everyone's going to have their opinion on what you should do, how you should do it, what is he not doing, what is he doing. And for me personally, I know what my main focus is. My main focus is the game of basketball. My main focus is being here in Los Angeles and making this franchise be a relevant basketball team where it should be, and continue to inspire the youth and continue to give to the community and continue to use my energy and my platform to make people feel like they can do more than what they can do. So without the negativity, I don't think I am who I am today, you know, because it drives you at the same time. It motivates you, not to prove them wrong, but to make sure you never fall off the tree branch where you want to stay, you know, and continue to look down and continue to see, you know, all of them coming and everything and adversity coming. So I think it just comes with the territory, Jeff.
It reminds me a little bit of the biblical character Job. It's like you have the patience of Job, because people around Job, they were always saying, trying to take him down, this, that, and the other, and you just stayed steady on course.
You know, I use it as, you know, when you watch the Preakness, or, you know, you see these great, unbelievable, beautiful horses going for the Triple Crown. They have all these people here going, they're betting on these horses, they're excited, everyone's going crazy. But you see these horses that have these blinders. They don't see nothing but the finish line, you know, and they just zeroed in on what their goal is and what the main thing is. And I try to just always stay there, because I understand so many people are looking for me and looking at me for inspiration, looking at me for leadership, looking at me for, is he gonna crack, is he not? You know, how long can we, you know, continue to count on him? So no matter if it's a win or a loss, or no matter if it's good or bad that day, I have to continue to have those.
That's a good way to look at life too, isn't it?
No,
Sometimes
absolutely.
to have on those blinders and keep your eye on the goal.
No, absolutely, because we're all gonna go through something. Like I said, adversity comes with the territory, and the best teacher in life is experience. So, you know, as much as we can as human beings, keep the blinders on and focus on what our goal is, because everyone has had these dreams about what they want to become in life. And then when you see that you've been given this ability to be able to accomplish that, is how long can you keep that focus and maintain that focus to go accomplish it?
Because being a Laker, and the Lakers have kind of spoiled us around here, because either they are winning championships or they are contending for championships. Yeah. Is that fair?
It is fair. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. That's who I am. I've been like that since I picked up a basketball. I was either contending to win a championship or winning championships. My first 2 years ever playing basketball, I won a championship. And moved on to AAU basketball, I won a national championship, or I lost a national championship. In high school, I won 3 state championships and lost a state championship. As a pro, I've won championships and lost championships and contended for championships. It is fair, and that's how it should be. I think when you settle for mediocrity, then what are you fighting for? So as the fans, as the Laker fans, as myself as a competitor being a Laker, this is what it should be. We should have that notion every single year. Put a championship club on the team, and we need to contend for a championship, put ourselves in a position to contend for a championship or win a championship. And why not?
And when you were hurt and couldn't play, that had to just drive you crazy, didn't it? Because you're used to being on the floor. You're used to being in the battle.
Yeah, I can feel it right now. I mean, I can feel it right now. I can feel the moment of, you know, that December 25th game, us being in Golden State playing against the 2-time world champions, and us playing the way we played. I felt like our team was, at that point, we were right where we wanted to be, and we were turning the corner to be the team that we could be this year. And unfortunately, I went down with my groin injury. Rajon went down with his hand injury. Both of us out for 5.5 weeks at the same time. And it just hurt our ball club. And me being a leader, you can do a little bit in the suit.
Yeah.
You can do a little bit in the suit. For me, I could do a little bit of leadership in the suit. But my command is being on the floor. My command is being on the floor and putting guys in the right position and covering for my guys and allowing my guys to cover for me when I make a mistake and things of that nature. Being on the floor, being in the grip, being in the foxhole. And for 5.5 weeks not being able to do that, just it hurt me mentally, physically, because I know what I came here to do. And I came here to play this game that I love, and it just hurt me.
But so much is expected of you. You've been called the greatest player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You're the face of the NBA. You do all these wonderful things in the community. Is that fair to put a heavy load like that on one individual?
No, I think at the end of the day, this is a team sport. This is a team sport, basketball, football, baseball, it's all the team sports, and you have these superhuman individuals. But at the end of the day, a championship and greatness is never done by yourself. And I think all of it, I mean, that's just life. I would never be sitting here across from you, being here at the Lakers practice facility if I said this whole journey I did on my own. No, I've had help throughout the whole journey, no matter if it was just me growing up to become who I am today as a man, me growing up to be who I am today as a guy that gives back to my community, me growing up the way I am today as a son. I've had help throughout this whole journey, and I'm going to continue to need help out on this basketball floor too. But I will do my job and do extra as well because of who I am, and that's how much pride I put into it.
You just mentioned something that's very important, the community. I remember hearing you say one of the most important things you've ever done was that school you built back in Cleveland. And of course, I know you haven't had a lot of time to do anything like that here in LA, but I know sooner or later you will get around to community.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. You know, and just giving back and just seeing, I love kids. I love kids that have this, they have these dreams. They have these dreams, and they're just looking for someone to believe in them and make them believe that their dreams can become reality. And then they're able to tap into those dreams more than even what they think, even more than what their parents believe they can do. So, like I said, I'm just here, just now being here full time, but I can't wait to get into the community and seeing so many, great young men and great young women that's ready to do great things for this community.
You talk about kids. What are some of the life lessons that you have learned that you can give that and impart that knowledge to, let's say, like your family, your young ones?
Yeah, no matter what's going on, and no matter whatever your circumstances is, I think it's always brighter on the other side. And for me, for my kids in my school, I walk the same streets with them. The same paths they walked. I know all the streets. I know all the everything that's going on, good, bad, whatever. I know exactly because I was that kid. So it was times where I questioned, why me? I questioned, am I going to have a future? I questioned, am I even going to see the next day? And if you just stick through it, and it's okay to question at times. It's okay. That's human nature. It's okay. But at the end of the day, there's so much more for you. There's so much more out here. There's so much more in the world, and you have so much more of a purpose. And I believe if these kids understand that, and they have the likes of myself and guys like you who've been doing it for years and years and years, that showed them that absolutely you can accomplish it. I think it just does something for them.
You mentioned something now that just hit the light switch. You said you even questioned whether you would see the next day.
Yeah, absolutely. Growing up in the inner city is just tough. It's just tough. I mean, I come from a single parent household, no father, no real male influence besides guys on television. So you question at times, like, is it meant for my mother to see the next day? Is it meant for me to see the next day as a young African American kid growing up in the inner city? You just question those things, and it can play with your mind. And what helped me get through it is sports. Sports has always been the thing that's gotten my mind off the day-to-day challenges of growing up in inner city, being able to have camaraderie with football teammates, have camaraderie with basketball teammates, having that competition of going out there and actually playing for something, having that scoreboard up there and saying, oh my God, if I can get one more point than this team, then I've accomplished something. And sometimes you get one more point, sometimes you don't, but it's just the feeling of knowing that you're doing something important. So without sport, I wouldn't be here for sure.
Then there's the Kobe factor.
Yeah.
His fans comparing him to you.
I think that's unfair. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be the only thing that's going to be unfair in this conversation we have today. Mm-hmm. Because I think at the end of the day, we are all different. Michael's fans, Michael Jordan himself, Kobe fans, Kobe himself, LeBron fans, and LeBron himself, we're all different. And the simple fact that we all take different challenges. We've all had challenges. We all had different courses. But the one thing that's the same is that we would do anything to play this game of basketball every single day. We would do anything to win. and we'll do anything to put our life on the line to win basketball games. We're just champions. We was born champions, and we work hard, and we want to be the greatest that we can be. But I think we've all had our own paths. Mike had his path. Mike was the greatest. Kobe had his path. Kobe is the greatest. I have my own path. Hopefully someday someone say I'm the greatest. You know, and at the end of the day, I hope we all make our fans proud and make each other fans proud as well, no matter if you love us, hate us, or whatever the case may be.
But you do realize you have a gift, and this gift that you have is from the big coach, the big general manager, the big owner upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I have a responsibility with that gift too, and I don't take it for granted.
I know how socially conscious you are. What can we all learn from the recent loss of a good friend?
Yeah.
When we talk about Nipsey, I mean, this is something that, once again, another life lesson we can pass along to our families, our young ones, about where to be, where not to be, and how to look out for certain things.
You know, first of all, my condolences and my respect to Nipsey and his family. It's another tragedy in the inner city, in the urban community, and it's just unfortunate. It's so unfortunate when you look at a guy who believed in what he believed in, talked about how he wanted to give back to his own community, actually gave back to his community, and actually stayed in his community. There's not many who's done that. And to see his life taken away from him in his community by someone that come from his community, it's one of the most unfortunate events that's happened in American history. And I just feel for it. Being here, him being a friend of mine as well, you just don't, I still don't believe it. You still don't believe it because we always talk about, like, you know, when you become someone, you tap into that gift. This is what we've been talking about. You tap into that gift, and then you know what your gift is, and then you give back, and you continue to give back, and you continue to give back, and you continue to put on for where you come from, and to see it taken away by someone that didn't have the same drive, that didn't have the same ambition, that didn't have the same motivation, but come from the same place you come from. It's what we have to deal with in our own inner cities. You know, we go to school with these guys. We play Little League football and basketball with these guys. And because of their motivation not being as much as ours, it becomes a hate. It becomes a you made it and you left me here. They start to really hate you for that. And for all of us that's still able to breathe and talk and communicate and have a platform, we have to continue to enlighten each other that you have to continue to give back. You have to continue to preach your word and continue to be safe because at the end of the day, you never know when it's your time.
It's almost like we have to realize how we can, one of my favorite sayings is, keep the faith.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because without faith and without belief, then, you know, you kind of lose it up here. And once you lose it up here, this is the mainframe. This is everything works around here. So you always got to have that.
How important to you is trust?
I mean, it's very important. I mean, it's probably one of the best words ever created. And if you're able to get to a point where you can have people around you that you can trust, then I think everything kind of plays its part. Everything comes to tuition. You know, for me, being able to trust my family, being able to trust my friends, being able to trust, you know, my teammates out on the floor, being able to trust the coaching staff that they're gonna put us in the right position to win and be successful every night. That's really the ultimate.
What message would you like to give Laker fans now? Because they say, we're wondering what LeBron thinks about this, what LeBron thinks about that. What's the message that you want to give them that will give them a sense of comfort about what's to come?
I came here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to play winning basketball and to take this team back where it should be. I see all those banners. I see all those banners, all those championship banners. I want to be a part of one of those. And I also see all those banners with all the Laker greats, Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Elgin, Wilt, Kobe, Shaq. I want to be up there too. And that's my motivation. And I won't stop until I put this franchise in a position to compete for a championship, hopefully win a championship, and hopefully see my jersey hang in the rafters. So that's what it's about.